Hello, I'm Mary Stallard, Bishop at Llandaff, speaking to the WASACRE conference in Wrexham. Mae'n gymaint o anrhydydd ac yn fraint cael gwahoddiad I siarad â chi yn y Genedlaethol hon. Mae'n ddrwg gennyf ni allaf fod gyda chi yn bersonol. I feel really honoured to even be on the same agenda as the other keynote speakers, Lynn Neagle, our Cabinet Secretary for Education in Wales, and Professor Graham Donaldson, two champions in the world of education. I'm here as the lead bishop for education in the church in Wales, and our church is proud to be a partner in the provision of education with 146 church schools serving communities right across Wales, and 30 of these delivering education through the medium of Welsh. This means there are in excess of 26,000 children and young people currently nurtured and educated in Church in Wales schools. In addition to this, many of our churches and clergy seek to make active links with our community schools, and we count it as a privilege and a responsibility to play our part in the nurturing and forming of young people through education. We're keen to help the whole of Wales to provide for education effectively and well. We're committed to an inclusive approach, understanding that all religious and non-religious philosophical convictions inhabit a common ground of belief. Growing understanding and respect are foundational, both to human growth and flourishing, and to the wider work of caring for the integrity and well-being of all creation. The curriculum for Wales is such a gift. The four purposes at its heart have always read to me as if they might have been written by somebody who really cares about religion, values and ethics. A curriculum that's designed to encourage ambitious, capable learners who are ready to learn throughout their lives speaks to me about a desire for humans to become what we are made to be or have the most potential to become. Enterprising, creative contributors ready to play a full part in life and work articulates an approach that believes in young people as those who have a vocation or calling. Ethical, informed citizens of Wales and the world even has one of our key words in it. And healthy, confident individuals ready to lead fulfilling lives as valued members of society sums up a central aim of all belief systems that speak about human flourishing or living life to the full. I feel passionate about religion, values and ethics. As a mother, as a learner who has always felt a strong interest in the world of faith, belief and theology, and as a former RE teacher. Excellent RE teaching that I received at school has helped to form me for my personal and professional life. As a young person, I had a great religious education teacher who encouraged us to approach the subject with academic rigour and never to be afraid of asking hard questions about belief and faith. At high school, I was part of a cheeky, noisy group of teenagers, but we had a wonderful, patient teacher in Mr. Leslie Twilley, who helped us to discover that engaging our brains with the world of faith, exploring the relationship between science and religion, and daring to ask the biggest questions that life raises is one of the most fascinating, challenging and adventurous parts of becoming an adult and engaging with the world. At the heart of this is respect for the needs and rights of one another. Having opportunities for great learning about religion, values and ethics enables our children and young people in the work of beginning to understand the deeply held beliefs of others. RVE enables them to examine value systems, exploring what's most important for themselves and for others, and to uncover the moral principles that underlie all human behaviour. In short, RVE enables religious, spiritual and ethical literacy, helping young people to be informed and reflective in their understanding and their life choices. And really great RVE is not only beneficial to learners, it offers benefits to those who teach also. One of the teachers at a church school in my own diocese wrote this in a report on her own recent teaching. My own approaches as a teacher have been influenced by the speakers from many faiths and beliefs that I've had the privilege of listening to with the children. It has been challenging for me on a personal level. As a woman of faith, I've reflected on my own attitudes and approaches, and have learned the value of listening without prejudice, as it is only by listening that we can evoke change and begin to have influence. I think that's a wonderful statement, demonstrating exactly how brilliant teaching is a springboard for lifelong learning. We're discovering in our schools how the new RVE curriculum encourages teachers and learners to engage with a broad variety of religious and non-religious philosophical convictions in their own locality and in Wales as well as the wider world. The creativity, connection and confidence that this engenders is amazing to observe. As someone who used to teach religious education, I often feel bowled over by the creativity in approaches to RVE in schools today. Recently, I was in one of our church schools and was amazed to see some of the cross-curricular links that RVE makes use of. In a Year 6 class, a group of learners showed me their outline sketches of a local church. They had highlighted features of interest and were marking their sketches with special coloured pens. They then had tiny robots that were able to follow the coloured pathways. The robots performed different movements in the various parts of the church that was drawn. According to the pen marks, they made little dances at the font, at the altar and in the pews. The class was learning coding at the same time as exploring a religious building. In the same school, in each classroom, there is a brightly coloured round stained glass window with a variety of differently coloured glass pieces, some of which included the school house colours. They looked like large portholes, and they were labelled windows of wonder, used as a reflection point in each classroom, surrounded by words describing the values of the school and quotations from a whole variety of different writers and thinkers. In another school, children were pond dipping, looking at dragonfly nymphs, and then reflecting upon life cycles of insects and creatures, and relating this to big life questions, as well as to their own life cycle of time at school and in the world beyond. Really good RVE makes use of creativity in engaging a wide variety of skills and learning, resources and opportunities. And this can enable learners to make creative and helpful connections. So many of our schools are finding encouragement through exploring their own context, or in Welsh, their Mehefin, helping children and young people develop a strong sense of place. This can enable them to engage with matters of purpose, faith and belief beginning from where they are, and enabling them to reach out and find connections with the wider world. In our multi-faith communities, RVE helps build the kind of understanding that supports local community cohesion. And in less diverse communities, it can feel even more important, helping learners understand and encounter the range of opinions, choices and beliefs that shape Wales and the wider world. I've seen a wonderful sense of connection being built through RVE. On a recent school visit in Llandaff, a youngster in Year 6 proudly showed me a gold sticker from his head teacher on a poster he'd made about protecting the environment. Through words and illustration, he had focused upon the dangers of dependence on fossil fuels and about the pollution of rivers and waterways and the impact of all of this upon climate change. His class had taken part in a competition to create posters that might influence politicians. He'd designed a winning entry that had been sent to Westminster as part of a national display in the House of Parliament. The boy who'd drawn this was so proud to explain it to me that the conversation immediately led to him asking me to look at another piece of work that he'd done on a completely different topic. It was great to see a child taking such pride in their RVE study. In one of our Valleys schools in Llandaff, children in years 4 to 6 looked at a resource on prejudice as they were learning about human attitudes and the impact these may have on others. Through the Muslim folk story of Nasruddin and the banquet, the children questioned whether they themselves might have judged other people unfairly at times, and how being judged by others might make them feel. They discovered that wearing designer clothes or cheap clothes does not make someone better or worse than another person. What matters most, they decided, was the quality of person that they are. They looked at the words of MP Joe Cox, "We are far more and have far more in common than that which divides us." They researched what Christians, Muslims, Jews and humanists have to say about prejudice, and their teacher said, wonderfully, they discovered that Joe Cox was right. Confidence, of course, derives from two words, con meaning with, and fides, belief. So to be confident literally means to live according to our beliefs and values, to be aware of that which guides our life and choices. Enabling learners to be thoughtful and understanding of their own and others' beliefs and values, as well as developing the capacity to reflect and wonder in order to grow and keep on learning, offers so much to our whole pattern of education. In the Middle Ages, theology was named the Queen of Sciences and was regarded as fundamental to any serious programme of learning and study. In our own time, religious education has often had a much less exalted status. But I'm firmly committed to the view that in its incarnation as religion, values and ethics in our schools, this offers a vital contribution to learning that can bring coherence to our view of the world and of our role within it. I celebrate all the great work being offered in RVE, and I congratulate our teachers, curriculum planners, and all who support this. Thank you so much for listening. Diolch o galon yn wir.